Hi, I'm Dr. Zarowski with NewVisionExcel.com, and in this video, we're going to be discussing the 7 signs of toxicity. You see, we are bombarded by so many different toxins today. It's estimated that there's over 80,000 plus chemicals on the market. They haven't been tested on the human body, and whether it's the food that you're eating or the clothing that you're wearing or the chemicals that you're using in your household, we have a lot of toxins in our life. And even when we try to remove toxins out of our own life, we go to people's houses, we go to social events, and we just step into more toxins. So it's an absolute must to make sure that if you are toxic, you're working to get these toxins out of your system. And for the most part, everybody is accumulating toxins within their body because of the just sheer amount of toxins that are in our environment. Now, the reason that toxicity is so bad is because it affects the 70 plus trillion cells in our body. And let's go ahead and jump into it. And what it does is it causes chronic inflammation, okay? Chronic inflammation is a terrible thing for our body, and like I said, when we're talking about inflammation, we're talking about the 70 plus trillion cells in our body becoming inflamed and causing disease processes. When we look at diseases that are rooted in inflammation, we're looking at heart disease, we're looking at cancer, we're looking at diabetes, we're looking at so many different things out there that just conditions that I can guarantee that people are facing today. So if you know somebody who's actually facing these conditions, we'd love it if you give us a like, give us a share, and make sure that this information is getting out. The next thing that toxicity causes is brain fog. So definitely, without a doubt, one of the things that toxicity is known for is causing dementia-like symptoms. And so when we have toxicity and heavy metal poisoning in our brain, it affects the cognitive function of our nervous system, essentially, and how our brain is functioning. I have my own story with heavy metals and cognitive function. I could tell you that's a story for another time. But I had heavy metal poisoning, specifically both lead and mercury, in my body, and it was really affecting the way that my brain was functioning, causing a lot of issues for me. Luckily, I got those out, and I'm doing a lot better today. Now, the next big thing that toxicity causes is chronic fatigue. When you have toxicity in your body, which drives inflammation of the cell, what happens is it affects the mitochondria. When we have the mitochondria within the cell, which is essentially the power plant of the body, that's not functioning correctly, what we're going to have is decreased ATP, which is kind of the fuel of the body, and then from there we're going to have chronic fatigue. So if you're someone who can't get out of bed in the morning, you're tired all day, chronic fatigue is probably an issue for you, and we need to look to toxicity. The next big thing is inability to lose weight. So without a doubt, toxicity causes a huge problem with our hormones, okay? So if you're someone who has unexplained weight gain, and if you're someone who's exercising, you're eating right, and you're doing all the right things, but you still can't lose weight, toxicity is likely your answer. So we'll definitely have to look to toxicity if you're someone who has the inability to lose weight, or you're just, you're working twice as hard as all your friends are to lose that weight, and it's still not coming off, or coming off very slow. Toxicity is a problem, probably. So the next big thing is autoimmune disease. So we have so many different autoimmune diseases today that people are facing, and essentially what an autoimmune disease is when the immune system starts to attack self, when the immune system starts to attack the body because it looks at it as an invader. Things such as Crohn's disease or Hashimoto's thyroiditis. These are an example of autoimmune diseases that are plaguing so many people today, and there's a whole other list you could look up, all the different diseases that fall under autoimmune disease, and you'd be surprised how many there are. The next big thing is skin conditions. If you're someone who has acne or psoriasis or just unexplained rashes popping up all over your body, then you definitely want to look to toxicity, because toxicity can play a huge role in how your skin looks and how your skin feels. So many people, when you look at their overall appearance and their health, you can tell so much by their skin. And so people who are toxic, people who are sick, their skin looks unhealthy. People who are on the opposite spectrum of that, their skin is typically just glowing. So toxicity causes a lot of different skin issues, and so if you're someone who suffers from skin conditions, let's look to toxicity. And then last if not least, gut conditions. I could tell you a story of patient after patient who had gut conditions as a result of heavy metal fillings, like mercury fillings in their mouth, or just metal toxicity. They didn't even know where the metal came from. However, they had heavy metal poisoning and other issues with toxicity as well. And once they actually removed the heavy metals from their body, once they actually detoxified, then the gut conditions just literally started to dissipate overnight. So what we need to do is we can identify ourselves with these different warning signs of toxicity, we need to look to detoxifying our body. So don't miss my video on toxicity, because it is the answer to actually reversing many of these different chronic conditions that so many people are facing today. So I hope this was really insightful and is the path or the answer that you needed in order to help reverse the condition or the health problem that you're having. And you know, I should mention, you don't have to have a health problem to be toxic. You don't have to have some major sign that's just literally destroying your life in order to become toxic. You can appear to be a healthy individual and have a lot of toxicity in your body, and then eventually one day it'll present in some way, I promise. So if you can give us a thumbs up on this video and then subscribe to our channel and hit the alert button so that you don't miss any of our new content. And if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comment section below.